Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. So I've just had two horrible runs, both of which had pretty decent-ass decks. So I'm not screwing around at all, not that I was those times. Just gonna take Shaman and see what I can do. The Alchemist seems the most flexible and least fail of those guys. Dust Devil's too suicidal, we'll take the Loot Hoarder. Flame Tongue Totem, we're not gonna complain about. Earth Shock is pretty useful in the current environment. I'm going to take the Abusive Sergeant because he can abuse my totems, which is always good. I'm going to take the Fire Elemental because you always take Fire Elemental, pretty much. Hex would also be good. It'd be nice to have a deck that can deal with large single targets. That would be a novel concept, apparently. Dread Corsair is only good if I got weapons. We'll take the Scarlet Crusader. It's pretty solid. Spider Tank, Spider Tank. Radioactive Spider Tank. Knife Juggler is pretty good for a guy who can summon totems. I don't think I'm going to have that many cheap spells for the Auctioneer. I guess we'll take the Blade Master. He might get a healing totem. Who knows? It's really trying to mix and match these cards in ways I don't like. I have, like, one mech so far. I don't think Cogmaster's going to do it. I guess we'll take the Dread Corsair and see if I get a weapon. Weapons are nice. The Zap-O-Matic is good. Totemic Might, bad. Ancestral Healing is mediocre, can potentially be quite powerful and useful, but we're going to take the Goblin Stalker because he's a pretty solid 2-mana play. Darksteel Healer, why not? Harvest Golem, or I don't have that much that kills things. I've got some. I don't actually have any mech combos. I'm going to take the Wolf Rider. Oh, the Harvest Golem, though? It fights so well. I really want to make sure I can kill stuff. I'm going to take the Wolf Rider. It's kind of painful. Speaking of killing stuff, I should probably take the Lightning Bolt. But then again, I just took the Wolf Rider, and I'd like to have the Unbound Elemental. I have, like, no overload yet. So it would just be... I guess I'll take the Lightning Bolt. Fine. It is a Lightning Bolt. Take the Ancient Mage, get a lot of spell power for my Earthshock and my Lightning Bolt. That is about it. I guess I gotta take the Lava Burst. Now I could get a Crackle. See, this would have been really... I wish I had gotten this before some of those other cards, because it's generally better than them. The Mech Warper could be very good. Again, 2/3 for 2, draws a lot of aggro, and could have a couple mechs. I'd take more mechs if I had them, but I guess we're going to go Crackle. Ruby and Egg is pretty sweet when it works out. Abomination seems more likely to backfire. I've got a Flame Tongue Totem and an Abusive Sergeant to try and get this thing going, so I guess we'll try that. Hex. Another Hex would be good. I don't know if I have enough minions to make me happy, though. I'm going to take the Silverhand Knight. Zap-O-Matic again. Those are good. Oh my god. Why do... There were some rows. There's like the Ruby and Egg. And it's like, I guess I'll take it, whatever. The Crazed Alchemist. It was like, some random shitty rares and stuff like that. And now I get this row. I want all of these guys. Take all the rares out of my deck and give me these instead. My god. Earth Elemental is a death machine. Both of these guys can easily turn tides. They are like amazing. Like everything in this row is amazing. I don't have very big guys. I think the Recombobulator is out, frankly. Enhanso Meccano, though, everything you have other than himself, when you play him, 1 in 3 chance to get Wind Fury, 1 in 3 chance to get Taunt, 1 in 3 chance to get Divine Shield. That Taunt is often life-saving, but really is like, every time something gets Divine Shield out of him, it can go and like kill something and survive, usually. Every time something gets Wind Fury from him, it's craziness. When you start giving out multiple Wind Furies, you can just win the game out of that easily. The Earth Elemental is gigantic and murderous and also defensive. I just don't have the fatness. Like, I think I might have to take that, even though I'd rather have Enhance on Mechano, probably. I think I've got to take the Earth Elemental. So messed up, because he's got that giant overload, and Enhance on Mechano is awesome. I'm going to take Earth Elemental. I'm going to take... This is a really amazing row, too, but I'm going to take Fire Elemental and not be as sad about it, even though the rest of the row is awesome. Frostwolf Warlord, pretty good. We're starting to pick up the fat. Reincarnate. Don't think that my army is super reincarnatable. I mean, reincarnating the Nerubian egg is pretty funny, but other than that, I don't think it's going to be worth it compared to just having the Frostwolf Warlord or a Geomancer. I mean, I do have a bunch of spell damage spells now. At least 3. That's still not a lot, though. And, I mean, for 2 mana I can make a totem. I've got lots of 2 mana stuff. We're going to take the Warlord. He's usually a 5/5 for 5. Silencing all my minions seems like a bad idea. I guess the Twilight Drake, who I would also like to trade for the Recombobulator or the Enhancer Mechano. And take a Frost Shock. I never did take any of the spell damage, so it's a little bit less tempting. The Freezing something is good, but I've got some pretty smashy stuff. I think we're going to go with Flesh Eating Ghoul, because there should be stuff on the board pretty much all the time. And Ironfur Grizzly over to... I don't like either of those other cards. Okay, the Vitality Totem can be super annoying, but we're taking the Feral Spirit. It's pretty awesome. Alright, well, this deck seems about as good as my last 2 decks, which both totally failed and lost, so yay. This one has the advantages of having no AoE whatsoever. Even my Warrior deck had AoE because it had Baron Geddon. This deck has no area of effect whatsoever. But it does have a fair amount of single target killing power. I mean, all the lightning bolty things, a Hex, 2 Fire Elementals. And it has some fatness because it picked up all those Frostwolf Warlords and Earth Elementals. All this stuff that's in my starting hand and not particularly castable. The deck does have lots of inexpensive things. I'm keeping him hoping I get some 2-cost guys. Because there are lots of 2-cost guys, but no. Awesome. I'm going to get one of those starts where I'm just going to be too far behind and I'm not going to be able to come back despite my, like, all this death that I'm holding. Am I wrong? Do I not have about, like, 10 2-cost guys? At least 10 cards that are 2-cost, mostly minions. Going out a totem. Whoop-de-doo. Right, we're going to save that coin because it could come in handy later. Looks like second turn totem. I should maybe not freak out so much because, I mean, I am a shaman and my opponent just did second turn armor, which means I'm not under that much threat. And actually, now he's under threat. I'm sure he has a way to deal with it. But if he doesn't, I could just arbitrarily, like, get a huge advantage by kicking his ass with this thing. I'm sure he's got... Doesn't have a way to kill it immediately. Fascinating. I don't think I've ever heard that sound before. I may never have successfully had a Zap-O-Matic live long enough to attack. I think I have, but I just don't remember the sound. If I hex that guy, I might be able to keep my thing alive. Or I could coin out a very large Twilight Drake, but then he'll just kill a thing with that. I am going to not use the coin. I'm just going to hex that guy. See what happens. Use one of his attacks to kill it next turn, maybe. If he's still alive somehow. If Death's Bite doesn't come out. If I cast him next turn without using the coin, then the coin will count his size and he'll still come out pretty decent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
What now?
Still be a giant Yeti. So what is my opponent saving up for? I guess he only wasted 1 turn armor. What is going on? Okay, he's wasted 2 turns armoring up so far. That is crazy, Tron. I'm going to cast Gigantor. While he's still gigantic. I don't mind wasting attack on that, since my guy doesn't even take damage from it. Craziness. To have this out right now is feeling pretty crazy, like maybe my opponent has a plan. Like, play a Wisp and Brawl or something, I don't know. This is looking pretty effective, though, and I have a whole handful of stuff. I can coin this guy out next turn. Alright, that hurts. I gave him another target, so he was able to blow up my Whirlwind Attack Death Machine. Still got stuff, though. If he plays something with 3 hit points, I can blow it up with this. He is just... Wow, is his deck just all fat stuff? We're not playing the Earth Elemental till we're forced, because I can get a lot more stuff if I don't have that overload in a way. So we're going to go Silverhand Knight.
Ready, sir.
So that gives me a whole bunch of stuff. I'm still putting on the pressure, and I can still do this. In fact, I can do this coin Lightning Bolt next turn if I have to. I've got the Earth Elemental if things go totally out of control. I have lesser options too. I can like Totem, Gilblin, this guy. I've got all kinds of options. Okay, a little bit of trolling with that, but that's not really okay. You do that. So I think I'm going to shoot that for 3 and trade this guy and just continue rampaging over my opponent. I think that's fine.
If you insist.
I have this feeling a brawl is coming. There's a lot of stuff here, though. What are you going to do? Copy that. Okay. I have ways of dealing with that, though. I mean, I could just play the Earth Elemental and continue rushing like that. Maybe that's what I'll do. The Earth Elemental can take that. I mean, I could use this and a Lightning Bolt to blow that up. Actually, do I have lethal? I just have lethal damage, don't I? What am I talking about? 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I don't have lethal damage. Earthshock can't hit him. So I'm not going to Lightning Bolt, but still, I should have lethal damage next turn pretty easily. I guess I could hit that with him, Earthshock it, do that trade, and then have total board control so he can't do anything crazy. I think I'd like to just get him down to the point that he can't fight back. I'm okay doing this. Because even if he brawls now, there's a very good chance that I'll have one thing left, plus 6 damage from my hand. If he brawls and armors, and this wins the brawl, or that wins the brawl, then I won't be able to finish him, but otherwise... Brawl is also a rare, he might not have it. I just assume he has it because it's the way that I would lose, most likely. It is the most likely way that I would lose. Otherwise, this situation looks fairly difficult to lose. Not unlosable. Almost anything is losable. As we've demonstrated with the Legion of Boom, plus my last mage having no chance ever, but yeah. I don't know what he was doing, but he spent 2 of his first 4 turns armoring up and not casting anything, and that was pretty bad. Alright, well, I'm starting to wonder if the matchmaking is taking into account how badly I've done in the last 2 runs, which I don't think it does, but it sure feels like it with that. That was a little bit too easy a match. I do have tons of 2-cost things, so I shouldn't get bad starting hands like that too often. But we're going to find out next time. If you found that useful or entertaining, or if you enjoy cookies, hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.